Pat Golvia. Oh, Galvin. Maybe it's Galvin. Dylan Zona. Thomas Q. Christian Jordan. That's the funniest part of it. Aaron Dinolfo's pitching. Yep. Yes, he is. They didn't even put a number down for him on their lineup card. Maybe they did, but didn't. Oh, I get you because of that. The lights. Yeah. They got all crazy numbers here on their lineup. It must be. Oh, yeah. What?
Dave Peterson. I'm the general manager of Worcester Bravehearts baseball team that plays here for the majority of the summer. And on behalf of the Worcester Bravehearts and the city of Worcester, we're thrilled to welcome you here for the Northeast Regional American Legion tournament.
Turn it up.
And right now, we have some very exciting stuff to announce out here by the pitcher's mound. With me is the commander of Shrewsbury American Legion Post 397, Fred Russell. Put your hands together for Commander Fred Russell over here. We also have Chris DeSantis, who is holding a bag full of raffle tickets. And one of the major fundraisers for this tournament was we were selling $100 raffle tickets for the last few months. There were only 600 tickets available, and right now we're going to start giving away some cash. Are you guys ready for this? All right. All 4 people clapped. Good job. Nice job. Who wants to win some cash tonight, huh? We got some people that have signed up for this. We have 5 prizes available, and they're big amounts, okay? We have 3 third-place winners of $1,000 apiece. We have a second-place prize of $5,000. We have a first-place prize of $10,000. And Commander Fred Russell will be pulling the 5 winners for us right now. It was supposed to happen last night, but unfortunately the rain got in the way, so we changed the rules. Sorry about that. We did not change the winning amounts, though. All right? So, full disclosure, I did buy 2 tickets in this raffle, and I hope that I don't pull my name because you'll get very angry at me. Commander Fred Russell, we're going to pull first. One of the third-place winners is a $1,000 prize from the bottom of the bag. $1,000 goes to, from the town of Shrewsbury, Sean Russell. Sean Russell, no relation to Fred Russell. No relation. $1,000 right there. Okay, we got 2 more $1,000 prizes. Here we go. We don't have to answer any trivia questions for this. We will just pull your name right out of the bag. A $1,000 winner. Congratulations from Worcester, Jack Foley. Jack Foley, a $1,000 winner. All the way down to the bottom of the bag, we have another $1,000 winner. This is the third place prize. $1,000 from Shrewsbury, John O'Connor. Congratulations, John O'Connor. Those are your 3 $1,000 winners. Maybe we'll give away $5,000. What do you think? We give away a $5,000 winner. All right, Fred pulled from the bottom of the bag rather than the top. This is ticket number 158. Once you get to the big prizes, you got to tell the ticket number. This is Scott Nickerson. Congratulations, Scott Nickerson, $5,000 richer right now. All right, is that it? What? Come on. All right, the first prize winner we're going to pull for $10,000 right here. Here we go. Fred Russell, this is from Millbury, Massachusetts. Millbury. Anyone here from Millbury? Okay, here we go. Congratulations, Tony Tyen. Tony Tyen, $10,000 in the raffle. Nice job. Congratulations. All winners. If you are in the house here tonight, we have any winners in the house? That is not exciting. That's a shame. If the winners do show up, they can see Chris DeSantis at the end of the game. Good luck to both teams. Congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you for being here, folks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hanover Insurance Park at Fitton Field for today's matchup between Stamford Post 3 and Shrewsbury Post 397. We will now announce the rosters for both teams, starting with Stamford reserves. Number 9, Bobby Cribben. Number 15, Flynn McMorrow. Number 10, Blake Newcomer. Number 8, Ruben Rodriguez. Number 7, Michael Grabstein. Number 2, Montana Semmel. And number 28, Grant Perpera. And now for the starting lineups. Leading off, number 17, the center fielder, Anthony Frangiosi. The designated hitter, number 13, Michael Lynch-Chia. The shortstop, number 11, Dean DePretta. The first baseman, number 34, Hunter Semmel. The catcher, number 16, Tim Mira. The third baseman, number 4, Connor Nicholson. The right fielder, number 25, Adam Stone. The second baseman, number 5, TJ Wainwright. The left fielder, number 14, Michael Tefano. And the pitcher, number 3, Aaron Dianafalo. And now for Shrewsbury, post 397. First for the reserves, number 26, Louis DeVolio. Number 2, Tom Michella. Number 21, Matt Stansky. Number 22, Parker Brown. Number 27, Dylan Degon. Number 4, Matt Matero. Number 32, Joe Sacco. And number 17, Pat Shaughnessy. And now for the starting lineups. The center fielder, number 16, Adam Twitchell. The second baseman, number 12, Casey Boudreau. The catcher, number 3, Nick Martin. The designated hitter, number 23, Jack Gardner. The shortstop, number 14, David Turco. The right fielder, number 13, Pat Galvin. The first baseman, number 11, Dylan Zona. The third baseman, number 29, Thomas Q. The left fielder, number 5, Christian Jordan. And the pitcher, number 10, Kevin Hummer. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your direction to the pitcher's mound and welcome Mike Davis, Commander of American Legion of Massachusetts, to read the American Legion Baseball Code of Sportsmanship.
Well, keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under injury, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem by Junior Miss Shrewsbury, Sarah Gilmore.
Whose broad stripes Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fitton Field here at Hanover Insurance Park for our nightcap, a long day of baseball that began at 9 o'clock in the morning for Steve Riley. My day just a little bit later as they had a delay to the starts here at Fitton Field. But, well, they're back on schedule with tonight's game, and we'll have the rundown of everybody who's playing tomorrow as part of our broadcast coverage, which begins at 1 o'clock. But first, the order of business tonight, Stamford taking on Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury, the host team, Steve Riley, and they gave away a lot of cash prior to the start of this game.
They sure did give away a lot of cash to start this game. I think if I was counting right, over $15,000, about $17,000 worth of cash they gave away tonight in raffles. Too bad nobody who won the raffle was here, as they were hoping to have some of that excitement going on with the winner, but didn't happen. They had their opening ceremony here, and now the umpires are at the plate with both coaches as they exchange lineups. In this game, Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, the host team in this tournament will be the home team, and Stamford will be the visitors. And Stamford also played early today in a continuation of a game yesterday that started and stopped after 4 innings with Stamford up 1-0. They then scored 2 more runs to defeat New Hampshire by the score of 3-0. And in that game, Blake Newcomer started it 2 days ago, or yesterday rather. Montana Semmel came in to pitch today, and the 5th was Grant Papura came in. So now tonight on the mound for Stamford is one of their 2 aces, Aaron Dinolfo, who's the oldest ace that they have. And Aaron also was the final pitcher who won the state championship final game against West Hartford in the Connecticut State Tournament. But the Shrewsbury team, Don, very surprising, is I know that Braintree won the state of Massachusetts, and Braintree moved on in the winner's bracket as well. But this Shrewsbury team, who knocked off Connecticut's West Hartford team, who I believe was also eliminated today by New Hampshire. So 2 teams have been eliminated. Vermont's been eliminated this afternoon here at Fitton Stadium, Fitton Field. And then West Hartford eliminated, losing at another separate field. A lot of games, well, at least 2 games being played at separate fields in light of the thunderstorms that roared through here yesterday and buried this field with water. But tonight's game is a winner's bracket game, and I'll tell you, there's only one other team that is undefeated in this tournament so far, and that's Braintree, Mass. As Stamford and Shrewsbury will try to be the second team.
So, yep, we're just about set to get it going here, not to interrupt you, but Stamford will be the visitors, as you mentioned, and Anthony Frangiosi will lead things off here. Steve will run down the batting order in a moment, as that's Kevin Hummer, who's out in the mound, the big, tall, strong-looking right-hander for Shrewsbury.
Yeah, batting second is Mike Lisanicia, the designated hitter. Dean DePretta, the shortstop, bats third. Big Hunter Semmel will play first base and bat in the cleanup spot. Tim Myra will catch tonight and bat in the 5th spot. Connor Nicholson, third base, batting 6th. Adam Stone in right field, batting 7th. TJ Wainwright, the second baseman, 8th. And Mike Tefano, the left fielder, batting 9th.
Frangiosi will foul that one off at the plate. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Behind the plate, Nick Martin. Dylan Zona down at the bag at first defensively for Shrewsbury. Casey Bordeaux, he'll play second. David Turco, the shortstop, and Tommy Q at the bag at third. Christian Jordan in left field. Adam Twitchell, the center fielder, and Pat Galvin in right. And a quick work of Frangiosi as Hummer strikes him out. Lisanicia stepping up to the plate now, the designated hitter.
Yeah, Frangiosi doesn't strike out all that often, and that's a big strikeout for Kevin Hummer.
Hummer working quickly, and the pitch over for the strike call. So this game starting at about 9:20 or so. 20 minutes behind the scheduled start time.
Lisanicia was 0 for 3 in that victory over New Hampshire.
Hummer comes with a fastball. That's going to be fouled off. Well, the loser remains in the tournament to play tomorrow. Obviously, the winner, too. Winner will take on Braintree. The loser will play tomorrow at 4:30 versus Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And the 0-2 pitch hit high in the air by Lisanicia to the left fielder. Jordan has plenty of room over there, and he'll camp underneath it. Had to fight off the lights a tad. The lights are bothering our camera, too, so they also bother the human eye in the outfield.
Well, that one hit way up there, and once it goes above the field lights, it's very difficult to see. And I wondered, Don, You know, this Shrewsbury team, will they have an advantage? Because this is a team that does play at the stadium once in a while. So are they going to have an advantage being in their one of their home ballparks?
Here's Dean DePretta. 9 innings later from now, I'll tell you. Here comes the pitch to the plate, fouled off by DePretta. Slick shortstop for the Stamford team. Of course, we've mentioned it every game, and heavy hearts and our condolences going out and our best wishes, the best they can, for Chris Sabia and his family as Chris battled cancer to the end. The general manager of Stamford. His vision was to win a state championship. They did that in his honor.
Yep.
And they also are trying to win a New England championship and head to the World Series in Shelby, North Carolina. Pitch to the outside part of the plate just missed. Hummer was ready to sprint back to the dugout on the third base side.
And he was sprinting towards the dugout. Then he sprinted towards the plate, then sprinted back to the rubber.
He's full of energy, I would say. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch missed outside, and the count goes 2-2.
Well, the way to deal with that one, Don, is if I were DePretta, is to step out and ask for time and slow everything down when a pitcher wants to get ready to go.
Now the catcher's going to come out.
The catcher's going to call time.
He might sense that Kevin Hummer is a little bit
too anxious,
hyped up.
Dean DePretta was 1 for 3 in that victory today. He got a double, scored a run.
Swing and a miss and the strikeout of DePretta. Got him with a curveball there, and he went chasing it. So Stamford goes quietly in the top of the first inning. We'll be back with the bottom half of 1. It is scoreless thus far.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, Aaron Donalfo going through his warm-up throws out on the mound for Stamford. Steve with the batting order upcoming for Shrewsbury.
Leading off the center fielder, Adam Twitchell. Casey Boudreau, the second baseman, bats second. Nick Martin, the catcher, bats third. The designated hitter, Jack Gardner, will bat in the cleanup spot. David Turco, the shortstop, fifth. Pat Galvin, the right fielder, sixth. Dylan Zona, the first baseman, seventh. Thomas Q, the third baseman, eighth. And Christian Jordan, the left fielder, will bat ninth.
Timmy Murray behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes for Stamford defensively. Down at first is Hunter Semmel. TJ Wainwright at second. Dean DePretta, the shortstop. And you have Connor Nicholson at the bag at third. Mike Tufano, most valuable player of the championship series in Connecticut, playing left field. Anthony Frangiosi, the center fielder, and Adam Stone, the call in right. So Donalfo and Stone, the two aces of the staff, and Donalfo gets the ball here today.
Donalfo gets the ball. He's the oldest of the pitchers. I think Kevin Stone Adam Stone, rather. His two brothers both pitch for Harvard. That's Grant and Kevin. And Adam then is going to be playing right field tonight. He did get the pitcher of the year. The pitcher of the tournament in Connecticut. Is I think Aaron Donalfo, who pitched a shutout in that final game against West Hartford, only gave up 4 hits and 105 pitches. Doesn't strike out a lot of guys. Struck out 4 in that game, hit 1. Walked nobody, though.
Twitchell coming to the plate in that gleaming white uniform. He wears number 16 in gold on the back. all colors that are tough for our camera with the way the lights are situated here at Fitton Field, so we do apologize for that. And D'Onofrio's first pitch, and it's bunted. And it's going to be fielded by Nicholson. Throw to the bag at first. Bounce behind Semmel. No more advance
anyway
by Twitchell. So he lays down a surprise bunt, and he's on at first. They will rule that a base hit because no advance to the bag at second. So Bordeaux steps up to the plate with a runner on.
Well, this Shrewsbury team seems to be really, really on a high in the beginning of this game. You know, the pitcher, the catcher, now the leadoff guy bunts, and they want to get that energy going. They want to really jump out to an early lead.
Had a chance to talk to D'Onofrio after they won the state championship. He says he does not let anything bother him. Just goes out there and does his work. Pitch inside. He says he gets nervous like anybody else would, but when he gets out there in the mound, he's all business. He may need a lot of business today. That was ruled a base hit, by the way.
Yep. D'Onofrio does kick, though, sometimes when there's runners on base, and that gives the runner an advantage.
Twitchell with that lead away. He's going to go now. Pitch down low. Mirror's throw. It's going to sail into the outfield. Springing up and trying to take third is Twitchell, and he got there on the short throw from Frangiosi. So he steals the base and takes the error to third.
Yep, error on the catcher. And just like that, Shrewsbury, as I said, Don, they want to run around the bases fast.
Played a very efficient game earlier today. Here's Bordeaux to the plate. Count 2 balls and no strikes with a runner on. Ground ball. That's going to get home a runner. The Preda knocked it down off the glove. So a bunt single and an infield single, and there's a run up on the board, and that's an RBI for Bordeaux, and it brings up Nick Martin, the catcher.
Now batting, the catcher number 3, Nick Martin.
You know, in his last 9 innings pitched on, D'Onofrio did not give up a run. He gives up one here in the bottom of the first.
So Martin.
After just 2 batters.
Yep. Martin doing something. He had something in his helmet that he just put a shake into.
Yeah, dirt or rock, maybe. Who knows? Pebble.
I'll leave the joke I had alone. Bordeaux with a short lead away. Let's see if he's going to run again. Pitch strike call over the outside corner. So 1 run on 2 hits, and the ball hasn't left the infield yet. Error by the catcher helping to set that up. Stamford, the team that in recent wins has been the team to jump out on top.
It's been the other way around, exactly.
I'd like to say hello to all the folks back in Connecticut, staying up this late hour of 9:29 with us. I'm usually in bed by 8:30. I'm like Tom Brady. Ground ball, that's chopped down the Wainwright on the second, and they only get 1. The Preda decided not to try to get the speedy Martin hustling down the line, so he's safe on the field his choice.
Designated hitter number 23, Jack Gardner.
And it brings up Jackie Gardner with a runner on and 1 down, the designated hitter.
Yeah, Jack Gardner goes to St. John's High School. A lot of these players from either Shrewsbury High, St. John's High, one from Worcester Academy, and one from Holy Name Central Catholic. So a lot of these players must know each other. A lot of these players must know each other, and I know that the pitcher and catcher for Shrewsbury are both from the same high school, St. John's, I believe. No, Shrewsbury, rather.
Long look by D'Onofrio in the pitch, and that tickled the outside corner for the strike. Stamford beat Rochester, New Hampshire, make their way into this winner's bracket game. Shrewsbury over West Hartford. West Hartford eliminated by Rochester, New Hampshire.
Well, another question, Don, is whether or not there's an advantage to Shrewsbury having had the day off today before they played, where Stamford had to finish their game from the 4th inning on, actually the 5th inning.
Well, they had to play a full game today, where Stamford didn't, so.
That's true.
Just saw some lightning off to the left, some heat lightning beyond the Rodman's Furniture sign, or building, actually. The sign, the only thing you see in the darkness of night. Here comes a 1-2, and that ball struck hard and deep down the left field line, but foul. Gardner really turned on that. Weather's supposed to be good tonight. Our fingers are crossed for all that.
Yeah. Sky is supposed to be clear, but you can't see any of the stars out here. It's hazy, still humid.
Not as bad when we had sunlight, which is a good thing. That was really warm and sticky. Outfield just about straight away. Raffle trying to pay attention to Martin at the bag at first. That's a strike 3 call. Pretty pitch by D'Onofrio, cutting the outside corner, and Gardner back to the dugout for a strikeout for Aaron.
The shortstop, number 14,
Brings up David Turco, the shortstop. Yeah, the Shrewsbury team impresses me. They know how to play ball.
Yep.
They have some tournament experience at the Northeast Regionals. They were in it last year.
They were in it last year, yeah.
Stamford does not.
I remember, didn't one of the games last year have to be between Shrewsbury and Pittsfield? I think they had to play each other
they did.
at one point.
Yep. That's not going to happen this year with the Connecticut teams because West Hartford already gone. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Runner goes. Pitch outside. Throw by Mara. Again sails to the second base side and off the glove of DePretta. Yeah. But there's no advance by Martin.
Yeah, the player might have been injured.
Yeah, he went sliding hard into that bag. He's the catcher, so give him the stolen base, and hopefully he's going to be okay. Yeah, he's grabbing that right leg.
Well, that's because D'Onofrio has a quick kick, but he still kicks up high. And, you know, and you look at the Tim Myra didn't have much chance on that. That's just the way he pitches. So you got to keep those runners close at first, and D'Onofrio knows that.
Looks like Carter's going to be okay. I should say Nick Martin.
We saw that in the last game, didn't we? Where a catcher got hit by a pitch or something. He fouled the ball off his own shin. And
that's right.
You know, he said catchers get beat up enough behind home plate. They don't need any extra injuries.
Nick Martin still rubbing that right knee. May have jammed it a little bit. So Turco with a runner in scoring position.
Watch him steal third base now.
Yeah,
he reminds me of Yogi Berra a little bit there.
Ground ball hit the third. Nicholson will field that. And I was just watching Nick Martin run. He was hobbling there a little bit to the bag at third. So hopefully he's going to be all right. Turco thrown out 5-3. They put a run up on the board on 2 infield hits. They leave a runner on. 1-0 through 1. Shrewsbury with the lead over Stamford. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of the Northeast Regional Baseball Tournament presented by the American Legion. And we do apologize with the picture being so bright down below. Not much we can do about it. Using a couple of GoPros, try to bring you to the angles earlier today was absolutely delightful.
Yeah.
But the lights here at Fitton Field.
Yeah, the glare
Place of
just
Havoc,
ricochets
yeah.
off the lighter surface. There's lighter dirt here because there's a lot of speedy dry put on this field in order to get it playable. As a matter of fact, Don, early today, didn't the field actually, they got it playable, and then all of a sudden in the middle.
They didn't get it playable.
They didn't get
tried
it playable.
To play.
They tried to, but then they started a game and stopped it.
Very first game at 10:30 this morning.
Now their coach from Shrewsbury is talking to the home plate umpire about something, and the catcher.
Yeah, it could be about
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah.
Hopefully
he's
he'll
now
be
in the
okay.
dugout, and they're all very, very concerned about this. So most of the teammates are all standing around now. They're only tossing the ball around the infield.
Well, he looks like he might be the catalyst of this team,
yeah,
Nick Martin.
Yeah.
Got hurt
Well, he's the
stealing
number
a
3
base.
hitter. That's
Yeah.
usually your best baseball player on the field.
Yeah.
Usually best hitter, right? As now, we'll have to see if he can make his way out. I think maybe what they're doing is doing something with him, maybe to get him.
Maybe taping him up a little bit.
Taking him up
I
a little
don't
bit,
know.
yeah, to get him in playing shape.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Kevin Hummer out in the mound waiting patiently.
I think they're talking to him. You know, the question really becomes one: if it's a knee injury.
Yeah, here he comes now. Yeah, he's got to bend down.
I guess he was getting. Is that him? That looks like a different catcher, though. Is it?
I don't know.
No, that's Martin. I guess I'm not as familiar with him as you are.
Yeah.
No, that's a different catcher.
It
That's
is
23.
Yeah.
So that means Martin will be out of the game. There's no re-entry in American Legion.
No, there
rules.
isn't.
So number 23, yeah, there's no 23 on Shrewsbury, so it should be over here. No, that's
Jack Gardner.
Jack
so
Gardner,
Gardner
so they're
is
gonna
going
make
to
a
go
switch
behind the
somewhere,
plate.
right?
So Martin is out.
Jack Gardner was the designated hitter. Yeah, and I can hear it over the walkie-talkie system, Don, as they're asking for an EMT now to come around to check
that's
out
too bad.
Nick Martin.
Yeah, when he started to run from second to third, you knew.
Yeah, the limp
there's
on the
gonna be
knees.
some
That's
troubles
the
there.
worst thing you can do.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, that last toss down at second base by Gardner looked pretty good.
So Martin out of the ball game. We certainly wish him the best and hopefully a speedy recovery to get back here.
So Martin's out and Gardner now enters the game. We have to see how they do that when they switch around the batting orders here, because Gardner was designated hitter in the 4 spot.
Yeah, so that would make him the catcher, obviously.
Right.
And
then the question is, who's in the 3 spot now? Or does he move up or something? I don't know how that works.
So I
There's all
guess-
these crazy rules,
Yeah.
right? We'll figure it out.
So they'll send the pinch hitter up in Nick
Yeah.
Martin's spot to be, and then he'll remain in the ball game as a designated hitter, I guess is what they're going to do. But here's Hunter Semmel to the plate.
I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, I know, it doesn't seem right.
No.
Yeah.
Hunter Semmeldown finally got out of his slump as he was 2 for 3 today.
Maybe
and
the pitcher
yesterday
has to
with a
bat.
double and a single.
Maybe the pitcher would have to bat in that spot then. That'd be the only other solution.
Something has to switch, yeah.
Count goes 1-1 here to Semmel. Got big guy against big guy right now. Check swing, but he went around. 1-0 here in the top of inning number 2. Quick strikeout, quick work of Semmel.
That time he dropped down low with a little sidearm action.
That's his 3rd strikeout of the
breaking
ball
ball.
game.
Now batting, the catcher number 16, Tim Mira.
So Timmy Mira will step up to the plate. He'll try to figure out a way to settle down Hummer on the mound because he's full of all that energy
Yeah.
and he's throwing strikes along with it and hitting corners. Recent grad from St. John's High School.
Yeah, Nick Martin was from St. John's. That's why I said that they both probably were battery mates, you know. And you got to wonder how that affects them with a different catcher.
Swing and a miss, not affecting him right now.
That's for sure.
And the count goes to 1-2 strikes. So Gardner behind the plate. And we'll have to see who they fit into that spot left by the catcher who got banged up.
And you saw that time he used a double kick. That's the first time I've ever seen a pitcher do that.
Yeah, he's done it a couple times. He did it back in the first inning.
I mean, he kicks once, then kicks again in his windup. Now he slide stepped from the
That just
stretch.
missed.
See, that's why in Connecticut you can't start a windup with that front foot in front of the rubber. So you can't do that kind of thing.
Here comes the 3-2 ground ball slapped down to Bordeaux. And he's onto the bag at first for the out. So you got 2 down, and Connor Nicholson, the third baseman, stepping up to the plate.
third baseman number 4, Connor Nicholson.
So Nicholson to dig in. He'll shoot that foul. Oh, 1.
Yeah, there he goes to the slide step from that spot. See, so you can't tell whether he's going to go from a windup or a sneaky slide step and try to quick pitch you.
Up high. It's like he's winding up a top.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, he is entertaining. And that time he uses a thing. I don't even know if that one. That's an interesting one there because it almost comes to a full stop on his
like
knee.
a
And you can't
hesitation.
do that.
EMT's going in to take a look at Nick Martin now. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 out. Comes sidearm, and that's lofted to the right fielder. Galvin backing up, and he'll make the two-handed catch, and that will do it in the inning. 6 up and 6 down for Stamford, and we're through 1.5. Back with a bottom of 2. 1-0. Shrewsbury with the lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America.
Pat Galvin to lead things off against Aaron Donalfo. Once again, we do apologize with the washout of the picture that you're viewing here using our GoPros, and I guess they don't like too much light, and that's something that we cannot take care of. I mean, we can't turn the stadium lights down at all. Galvin, Zona, and Q, the scheduled hitters. We'll do our best. We've been trying to adjust the cameras as we go, and trying to get it all figured out.
I guess it doesn't help much that Shrewsbury's got white uniforms, right?
Galvin up for the first time. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. We welcome all our fans in the Stamford area. And off the way to the windup and the 2-0. Over for the strike, and the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. He got touched up for that run back on the first, Twitchell, with that bunt single to get on. And he stole second, an error on the steal, put him at third base. He scored on an infield single. That ball ripped down the right field line and foul by Pat Galvin. Outfield is just about straight away. Frangiosi is your center fielder for Stamford. They're in the blue uniforms, and the uniforms you can't see, washed out, is that gleaming white uniform of Shrewsbury.
Yeah, it's like a silver number almost.
Time is called.
There's a little heavy stretcher to rolling down the left field line.
Yeah, for the EMTs taking care of the catcher. So once again, best wishes going out to starting catcher Nick Martin. Never want to see that. Banged up a knee. Going hard into the bag at second. This will give this team a little more motivation and something to play for. Obviously, when one of your comrades goes down.
Yeah, it goes down, yeah. Yeah, we had a player this year at, we were coaching at Seymour down. He just rolled over a knee in left field and ended up needing a surgery. So we hope that's not the case with Nicky Martin.
So it'll be a little bit of a delay as they help him out. You know, sometimes you're in a bit of shock when you get banged up and it hurts you real bad. And you get yourself a little woozy after a while when you start to think about it. Nick making his way over, gets a nice hand from the folks in attendance. So our best to Nick Martin as he makes his way off the field. So they'll check him out. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Coaching staff is over. Make sure he's feeling comfortable. They'll strap him in and cart him off. The Shrewsbury team.
It's going to be more of a delay here because of the fact that they simply have to get him down there, strap him in first, then roll that all the way down to the left field line. So there's going to be at least, you think, a minute delay as they roll him down there. So, yeah, you don't like to see that. You know, a guy has a, you know, he's doing well and he's doing well for your team and so on. And then he just sort of slid into second base. I didn't think the throw was up the line a little bit, and he just must have rolled a difficult way, twisted his knee or so as he went into second base.
Hopefully it's not too severe.
Yeah, let's hope it's just a strain or a sprain.
All right, so we're getting ready to go back to business here. Galvin, the leadoff hitter, with a count 3-2. Raffle checks his outfielders. Adam Stone, the right fielder. Frangiosi, the center fielder. Rufano in left field defensively. Semmel and Wainwright on the right side of that infield for Stamford. DePreta and Nicholson on the left side. Timmy Mira behind the plate. Full count. Here comes a pitch. And that's a line drive over the leap of Semmel down into the corner, chased down by Adam Stone. Digging for two is Galvin, and he's going in standing up.
Yep. That delay certainly helped Galvin as that ball was just grooved right down Broadway. Galvin wasted no time but to rip it down the right field line.
And that's over a tall guy at first, Hunter Semmel. So that was a scorching 7.5 foot line drive off the ground. Brings up Dylan Zona. Hunter Semmel about 6'5".
Are they going to check now to see? I don't know what Coach Murray. They're going to check and try to appeal to first base. Say that he missed first base, but you better cover third base when you throw it over there, right? Because the ball has to be live in order to do that. What did he say? I don't know. I didn't tell what the home plate umpire said. Because you have to wait till ball's in play to do it. Now he's going to throw it again. Saying no, that he stepped on first, so.
So Galvin in scoring position at second, with Dylan Zona, the first baseman, stepping on in. And the pitch. Missed outside. Semmel was coming down the line, first base side to guard for the bunt. Nicholson playing just behind the bag at third. 1 ball, no strike. 2-0 it goes.
Well, you know, Don, we talked about it in the Connecticut State Tournament that the way Stamford, when they played West Hartford, the West Hartford was sort of like glad to be there in the finals. You know, they knew they had an automatic bid to the regionals. And
2-0 pitch hit down to DePreta. He's going to go to third, and they got him easy prey.
Base running
So
mistake.
Galvin just took off, and he's retired. 6-5 for the out. Zona reaching first on the fielder's choice.
Well, what I meant to say, Don, was that in the Connecticut State Tournament, it was sort of like West Hartford was a little bit glad to be there, and then Stamford had all the emotional, energy to win that and came out smoking. This one, Shrewsbury's not playing that way. They're not playing like West Hartford did. They're playing like they're coming out right away aggressive, and they want to win it.
They kind of remind me of Bristol a few years back when they didn't even make the Connecticut State Championship, but were hosting a regional, and they won the thing.
They didn't even make the tournament that
that's
year.
right. And they won the whole thing.
They won the whole thing.
They just played with tons of energy. Game in and game out, inning by inning. This is Tommy Q, the third baseman. Hits it high in the air to the left fielder. Tufano will camp underneath it and make the catch. Nothing will ever beat the fog game we had.
Yeah, up in Old Orchard Beach there at the ballpark at Old Orchard Beach. Where
if folks are a little frustrated with the glare from the lighting here at Fitton Field, if we were doing video for that game, you wouldn't have seen anything. There was so much fog, and they were playing right through it.
That was one where the catcher called for a pop-up, and it landed near first base. Yeah. That's how bad it was.
So this is Jordan to the plate. Christian Jordan. Pitch outside. Got 2 out, runner at the bag at first. Adam Twitchell represents the top of the order on deck. We're here in the bottom of inning number 2. Throw to the bag at first, and again, that was a low throw and went into Semmel and the runner.
The strategy for the coach of Shrewsbury is if he runs the runner and he is thrown out, then you got to lead off the next inning with your 9 guy. So sometimes the coach will say, okay, let the 9 guy bat, so I'll lead off top of the order at worst next inning.
Another throw over to the bag. Upfield just about straight away. Another toss over. One ball, no strikes to count to Jordan. Here comes the pitch. Inside, the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes.
That was the first time that D'Onofrio, or at least the second in this game so far, that he went slide step there. So he's mixing up his slide step with his kick to try to keep a base runner off balance.
Missed outside, the count now 3-0.
Yep. Certainly don't want to walk the 9 guy. Adam Twitchell on deck, got a base hit on a bunt his first time up. Scored the only run of the game so far.
D'Onofrio's 3-0. Down the heart of the plate for the strike, and the count now at 3-1. The 3-1 pitch from D'Onofrio up high, and he loses them. That's ball 4. That's a first walk issued by Aaron tonight. Now you got runners at first and second with 2 down, and Twitchell to the plate. Had that bunt single, as you mentioned.
Adam Twitchell.
Nice stop by Mira behind the plate. No advance by the runner at second. Dylan Zona. He reached on the fielder's choice. Jordan at first reached via walk. Batted foul. They're really taking some hefty swings.
They certainly are. That's why I said that they look for the right pitch and they clobber it.
Plate umpire the dust off home plate. Do some housekeeping.
Somebody should invent a home plate that cleans itself, right? Have a little air thing that you just step on and just cleans it off, right?
Why don't you invent that? Here comes the 1-1. A little high. Right now, Aaron D'Onofrio has not earned a strike zone.
No.
Counts 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch inside, nearly clipped him. Twitchell just got out of the way. You got Bordeaux in the on-deck circle. They call him Twitch. You could hear the shout from down below. The pitch to Twitch, and he fouls it off. The count goes full 3-2.
Pitch to Twitch. D'Onofrio, I'm just going to say this, Don. D'Onofrio doesn't look all that comfortable to me.
No, he
Maybe
doesn't.
that's this way, but you know, from the very beginning when he walked out into the mound, he didn't seem comfortable. Comfortable with the mound. And he didn't seem to be comfortable, you know, with this and the way this game started.
Runners go. The ball blooped into left field. Coming on Tefano. He can't make the catch. It deflects off his glove. A run will score. They're going to send another. Tefano's throw is way offline. The catcher Mira throws to the bag at third. And they say safe there as Twitchell rounds the bases.
Well, the sure fielding Michael Tefano gave it that effort, gave it the risk, and that's the risk when you miss the ball. As now they've scored 2 runs on that play, right? As both Christian Jordan and Dylan Zona come across the plate.
Twitchell goes all the way to third. You're going to give him a single and 2 RBI. He'll take third base on the throwing error.
Yep. Just like that, Stanford trails by 3 runs.
And they got themselves in a little bit of a jam now.
Well, that's what happens when you walk people, they score, and it's very uncharacteristic of D'Onofrio to walk anybody. He's in that state final, he walked no one.
There's Bordeaux to the plate. Had the infield single and an RBI his first time. Well, to be a champion, you must fight through some adversity.
That's right.
Stamford going to have to do that tonight. Shrewsbury playing the role of the warrior right now.
D'Onofrio electing to go from the stretch with 2 outs and the runner on third.
They do have the pitcher Kevin Hummer in the on-deck circle, so that will solve that mystery. The pitcher will take over that spot. Look out, the bat goes flying out of the hands of Boudreau.
Usually you don't see that with the batting gloves like that on an aluminum bat, which has a rubber handle, right? So you usually see that with the wooden bats more so.
I've seen it a couple of times today. It's so humid.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not easy to hold on.
Yeah. It's like the old days with pine tar down to wooden bats, and they just put some kind of stickum on the bat, I think. It's like a pine tar stick.
Pitch popped up and fouled off.
Yeah, now he switched to the windup.
So they got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and a runner at the bag at third is Twitchell. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. But 2 more runs go up on the board. As right now through 2, Shrewsbury is feisty. 3 runs on 4 hits they have, and they have a 3-0 lead.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome right back, and leading things off Adam Stone, TJ Wainwright, then Mike Tufano. Bottom 3 in the order, going up against Kevin Hummer. Hummer is not allowed a base runner yet. The only number up on the board on the line score for Stamford is 2 errors. That's not what you want to see. Stone, who attends Fairfield Prep. We had a nice chat with Adam the other day, didn't we? He's a very likable young man.
Well, he's only like 16, isn't he?
Yeah.
If that. He's only going to be a junior next year at Fairfield, yeah. 2 older brothers, Grant Stone, Kevin Stone, both pitched for Harvard.
Yeah, he's thinking of going to Harvard if he can get in.
Yep.
His dad was a crew member at Harvard, so a little bit of a legacy there. We asked him about the pitch count. He hates it. Stone hits that high in the air to the left fielder. Jordan going back, looking up, and that's gone. That's a home run. Yep. Adam Stone with a solo shot to left with a short, quick swing.
Yeah, that was an interesting swing there. It's just how tall his strength there. And when that ball gets up high here, Don, it carries. We saw that in the game with Woonsocket. And that one just carried right out of the ballpark. That had to be hit over 350 feet easy.
He clouded that thing. No wind aided that at all either.
Yeah.
TJ Wainwright to the plate, so that's the second homer we've seen out to that area. Ethan Stoddard hit a home run for Bangor.
The pitcher.
So Wainwright to the plate.
You know, the home plate umpire is giving, in my opinion, Don, so far that strike up and out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fouled off.
Forces the hitters to go after pitches that are really outside a little bit.
Tough pitches to hit, for sure.
And now the home plate umpire is a little bit upset. He's telling the people to get into the dugout, I guess. That's when they started enforcing the rules that don't matter, I guess, so much.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss.
There's the 0-2 pitch.
That is the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Kevin Hummer, and it brings up Mike Tufano. So the solo home run by Adam Stone has given some life here to Stamford in the top of the 3rd inning.
And Mike Tufano made a critical decision in that last inning. Will now try to redeem himself for it.
Nearly came up with a catch.
Yep.
Ball was
he nearly came up with the catch,
1 run would have scored anyhow if he let it drop. So Tufano, the left fielder. He's been hot of late at the plate.
Yep. That one bounced right off the top of the canopy tent over there down the right field concession area.
That's a strike, and the count goes 1-2. Quick delivery by Kevin Hummer.
Pretty slow curve that time by Hummer.
Quick with the delivery motion, though.
Yeah.
Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch missed outside. You got to learn to ignore that little double kick.
Or the slide stepping or anything else. Just focus on the baseball.
2-2. Dribbled off the end of the bat in foul territory by Tufano. Top of the order, and Anthony Frangiosi on the on-deck circle.
Tufano was 1 for 3 in that last game against Rhode Island. Not Rhode Island, New Hampshire.
They beat Rochester, New Hampshire 3-0. Rochester, New Hampshire still hanging around.
Yep.
2-2 pitch.
Right there.
Strike 3 call. Tough pitch. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Kevin Hummer. So Frangiosi, I should say Tufano, goes down. You have 2 out, and it brings up Frangiosi now.
Yeah, other than that mistake pitch that he threw to Kevin Stone, Kevin Hummer has been terrific.
Yeah, he really has. Frangiosi struck out back in the first. 5 strikeouts now for Kevin Hummer. That missed low and away, ball 1. Listen, Nikia on the on-deck circle. Michael, the designated hitter.
There's some kind of warning to somebody. I don't know who. Warning to the batter? Wow, the umpire is pretty ticked about something. And I know that Kevin
Murray down to
coming
have
down
a
there
chat
to
with
talk
him.
to him.
Yep.
I don't know what the heck he's mad about. I don't know what it was. Maybe, maybe he tried to call time too late or something disrupting. Who the heck knows?
Strike call over the outside
And that's what
corner.
always hurts you because, the umpire is itching to call another strike.
Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Frangiosi.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's that outside pitch there, that up and out pitch.
Count 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 out. Base is clear. Adam Stone with a solo home run has put Stamford on the board here in the inning. Swing and a miss. And the strikeout. Frangiosi a little bit frustrated.
Emphatic call by the home plate umpire now with that strike 3 call.
So he strikes out the side after giving up the leadoff home run to Adam Stone. And we'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd inning right here on SportingNewsCT.com as we continue with our coverage of American Legion baseball.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why.
All right, welcome right back. It's the pitcher leading things off here for Shrewsbury in the bottom of inning number 3. So Kevin Hummer.
And that time, D'Onofrio took a little bit off that pitch.
In the spot for the injured player, Nicky Martin. Martin out with a knee injury, stealing a base. The catcher. Jack Gardner's come on the catch. So Hummer hitting in the 3rd spot there. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Count 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. Aaron D'Onofrio's right-handed pitch fouled straight back. Fouled off. Good look at the ballpark here at the Fitton Field. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hummer, leading things off in the 3rd. Pops it foul again.
That one bounced off the concession stand, which I believe they closed earlier today.
They did about 15 minutes after the game began.
Yeah.
Inside.
They're saying it hit him.
And that got the belt buckle of Hummer. So Hummer down to the bag at first, hit by pitch.
Looked like he hit his shirt, though, Don.
Yeah. Jack Gardner, who was called out on strikes his first time, stepping in. Gardner started the day as a designated hitter, now the catcher.
Gardner goes to St. John's High School, so I'll bet you he's the starting catcher for St. John's High, whereas Martin is at Shrewsbury.
First pitch a little high from D'Onofrio. He's trying to earn that strike zone still.
Yep.
Turco in the on-deck circle.
And D'Onofrio wants to talk to his catcher.
Yeah,
His time
Timmy
is
Mira.
called.
So Mira goes out to have that chat. Recapping the first inning. Run scored by Shrewsbury. The leadoff bunt single by Twitchell. He stole a base, an errant throw to the outfield off the catcher's arm. Put him at third. The infield single by Bordeaux brought him home. And they scored 2 in the second leadoff double by Galvin. He had a fielder's choice thrown in there. Galvin was thrown out at the bag at third. Then that dreaded walk. And then Twitchell with the base hit brought home a couple of runs. That was a play in which Stefano gambled to try to make a inning catch. 2-0 pitch. Hit way up in the air. That is way up there into the stars. Frangiosi comes on and he'll make the catch.
Yeah, that's a sky ball went way above the lights. That was like a golf swing that went straight up.
So that brings up Turco, grounded out 5-3 his first time.
Yeah, and they're not giving Hummer, like, no signs have been given to Hummer, so they don't want him diving back and forth into first base.
Yeah, they did give Twitchell 2 RBIs on that base hit back in the second inning. And the ball looped in the left field for a base hit. Had some topspin on it. Good hit there by David Turco to put runners at first and second now with 1 out. It brings up Pat Galvin. Galvin had that double.
Yeah, so I just think that D'Onofrio has not shown me that he's really comfortable out there. He's, you know, behind some of the hitters. Hit a batter now. Walked a batter in this game so far. Certainly unlike him.
Exactly. Hopefully he can find his groove at some point.
Yeah.
Pitch missed inside. One ball, no strikes to count to Galvin. Count goes to 1-1. Two and 1 goes to count. Yeah, Aaron just not taking command of the strike zone like we've seen in prior games.
Yeah.
Seems to be battling against every one of these batters coming up to the plate. The 2-1 pitch, and it goes 3-1.
And his pitch count certainly running up there. It's a 9-inning game, as all of these tournament games are.
Delayed strike call. Count goes full 3-2.
This home plate umpire likes to call that strike, which is around waist high, either outside or one way or the other. He likes that pitch.
He must have swung at that when he was a kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Taking a big hefty cut at it. Count still full at 3-2. Boisterous crowd.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom's being shouted out.
Drive up the pitch count. That's absolutely right.
Pitch count on the mind of all.
Shouldn't be, really. Should be able to just play.
Absolutely. Well, we live in a world of restrictions. There's ball 4. So that's going to load the bases. Hummer to the bag at third, Turco to second. So we've had a hit batter, a walk, and a base hit to load him up for Dylan Zona. Reached on the fielder's choice and scored back in the second inning.
Well,
Coach Murray wants to come out and have a chat.
That's the good part about American Legion, to get one freebie in each inning. You can come out to talk to your pitcher. And, you know, he's got to realize he's one pitch away from getting out of this, one good pitch away. You can turn a double play a lot of ways if the base is loaded.
So the conversation continues out in the mound. Certainly Stamford doesn't want this game to get away from themselves. Real early here in the third, down just by 2. I think Hummer will come back to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
Although he's only allowed the one hit, the home run by Stone.
And I'm sure that Kevin Murray's going to take his time now. Force the home plate umpire to walk out to the mound. As soon as he knows he's coming to leave.
Looks like he's got Cribben warming up down there. Cribben is warming up.
Well, you got to wonder now, you know, if your pitcher's not throwing all that well, you have to say to yourself, you know, I want to win the war, not the battle necessarily. And once he gets, what, past 75 or so, then he's done virtually for the rest of the tournament.
So here's Zona. Bases are jammed with just 1 out. The pitch missed low and inside.
But you can get a, you know, in the middle. Stanford is capable of turning that, or a ground ball back to the mound, or, you know, you get to force it home. So
1-0 driven
It's
down the
rocked
line and nearly nailed Hummer at the bag at third. He was standing in foul territory.
See, D'Onofrio is not a big strikeout pitcher. I think he had 3 or 4 tops in the state
more of a
title
guy to
game.
contact, absolutely.
Yeah, so he's the guy, you know, he gets into play, but he's not getting the pitches where he wants them. And you can tell from the very beginning, because here he is again. He's out there kicking out dirt on the mound. He's playing with the mound. So he's got the mound on his mind, you know. You know, the way the mound is situated with the how is it harder than he's used to or whatever. So
here comes a 1-1.
And you got it with
and
that.
He hit
They
him.
hit him. Yep, so there's a run scored on that hit batter.
So Zona down to the bag at first. He'll get an RBI, and Hummer will cross home plate.
Yep. Now it's 4-1. And they erased that home run by Adam Stone.
And they get it right back here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yep.
Base is still loaded, and Tommy Q to the plate. That pitch low and away.
Yeah, that time he just overthrew the D'Onofrio.
4 runs on 5 hits now for Shrewsbury. That ball loop right to the shortstop. DePretta tried to double up the runner at third, couldn't get him. Scurrying on back was Turco. So they got 2 out now. That nearly got past DePretta.
Yeah.
Now batting the left fielder, number 5.
Brings up Christian Jordan. Walked and scored back in the second inning.
See, D'Onofrio clearly not himself. I mean, I'm watching the ball gets thrown back to him. He just drops it. You know what I mean? It's not him.
Dropped that over the outside corner for the strike. That's one of his better pitches of the day. I think he's much more comfortable since he likes to pitch a contact when his squad can go out and get him some early runs.
Some early leads, yeah. That was a good pitch.
Now the count goes 0-2. Maybe a strikeout might energize Stamford a little bit. They still got to solve Kevin Hummer. He's only allowed 1 hit in 3 innings.
There
Pitch in there for the strike
right
3 call. And that will end the inning. They'll leave him loaded. Will Shrewsbury. They come up with a run, however, and they regain a 3-run lead. Back with the top of 4 right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Go!
I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work.
All right, so welcome back. It's Nicky
That's a
leading
bomb.
things off, and he drives one deep to right field. That's going to carry, and
Home
that's
run.
gone. A home run. Wow, he shot that over the wall, some 375 away on the first pitch. Michael Lisanickia with a home run, and that's a second homer off of Kevin Hummer. It's now a 4-2 game.
That was an absolute bomb down in right center, and that ball went above the lights, and that's why it was lost in that night sky, and it just carried and carried once it goes up there. This ballpark, balls tend to carry once they get up really high, and that one just carried right over the right center field fence. That is an absolute bomb.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find us some different camera angles to help our picture there a little bit, so I nearly missed that bomb by Lisanickia. So at the plate now is Dean DePretta. So we have a 4-2 score.
The only 2 hits off Hummer have been home runs.
Absolutely. Well, you know, when you got a guy that's throwing really hard like that, sometimes that's what happens. So DePretta to the plate, and he'll pop one up. Turco to the outfield grass. Will backpedal and make the catch, and you have one down. Brings up Hunter Semmel.
Number 34, Hunter Semmel.
So Lisanickia drives one out of the ballpark. One of the deepest parts of the ballpark, too. It's 386 in straightaway center field.
That one is actually further than Stone's, because Stone's, you figure, was about 350, 350, maybe 360 tops. That one is probably
at least 375.
Right.
Semmel fouls it off. So they're trying to get back into the ball game here. Swing and a miss. One-two, foul back.
Yeah, Semmel tried to pull that ball that time down. That's a curveball. You got to try to hit that to right field. He did it today very well today. He hit a curveball to right with a base hit. Whenever he tries to pull that thing, he just pops it up.
Here comes the 1-2 to Semmel. Strike 3 call over the outside corner. He knew it.
That's that hard fastball right around waist high or a little bit above waist high.
That's a 7th strikeout of the contest for Kevin Hummer.
I got to say one thing, though, even though I don't necessarily agree with certain pitch calls, he's consistent with that high, you know, that ball that's above the belt line.
Count goes 1-1 to Timmy Mira. So Lisanickia with a towering home run to start the third. Stone had one to start the second. I should say third and fourth here. And it's a 4-2 game. We're in the 4th inning already.
Yeah.
That pitch fouled off. It's all starting to run together, however, after a long day of baseball.
You know, one thing I think it's probably easier for Kevin Hummer to do these antics in a night game than it would be in a day game with the hot sun beating down on you in a 95-degree weather or something. You know, and you're going to kick twice, and you know it's going to tire you out.
Count goes to 3-1. Ground ball dribble, could be trouble. Charged by the third baseman Q, and the throw onto the bag at first. And safe there is Mira. Well, you could tell it's going to be trouble when it left the bat. That will go as a base hit.
Swinging bunt.
Now batting.
Brings up Connor Nicholson.
Semmel valiantly tried, Hummer tried to get that one down, but that could have been disaster for him. He could have thrown that down the right field line. And the first baseman that time, Dylan Zona, making a nice play to get off the bag and get the ball first.
The pitch to the plate missed outside from Kevin Hummer. Another throw to the bag at first. Nearly got him. That was a close play. Nice
Yeah, it was
play
really
by Zona.
close.
Hummer's pitch to the plate. Zipped it over the outside corner. Looks like a slider the way that thing is cutting low and away from the right-handed hitter.
Yeah, usually Stamford is a hit and run team. They're not normally a team that just runs and steals. So
Count level at 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 hits in the game now for Stamford. And the count goes 2-1. Goes 3-1. Well, Kevin Hummer has not walked a batter yet. Has 7 strikeouts. Nicholson get a green light here. You got Adam Stone in the on-deck circle. And that's ball 4. So now with 2 out, you got 2 on, and Stone, who took a first pitch to lead off the third and knocked it out of the ballpark, will come up to the plate, but there's going to be a conversation on the mound before all that.
Well, I got to believe that Kevin Hummer, Don, is going to be pitching him outside, right? He's going to be trying to get him to go to hit the opposite way. And that's what Stone has to concentrate on, just putting that ball through the middle. Even that home run was kind of a weird swing on his part, and just that he ended up somehow insiding out a ball to left field, and it hit the sweet spot of that aluminum bat. You know, these Stamford hitters, Don, have been swinging with wooden bats the entire year.
25, Adam Stone.
And the BB Core bat's known to travel a little bit further and come off the bat a little bit quicker.
I just knocked over our camera trying to fix it here. I must forget about that type of stuff. I have to fix that now between innings. A little clumsy. Going to our secondary camera. So Stone to the plate. Count goes 1 ball and no strikes to Adam Stone.
We just got to hope that cameraman doesn't get hurt falling.
Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Runners at first and second. TJ Wainwright in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, he knows he struck out Wainwright already, so he's going to pitch carefully to Stone.
Hummer takes a look at the runner at second. Here comes a 2-0 offering, and that missed up high and outside. It goes 3-0. Wainwright has come up with some key hits in recent
the
games.
Green light here is that he's not giving him any light, so probably got to take. Tough for a young guy on a team, you know. Regional tournament, is he going to take that 3-0? Is he going to go after 3-0? No.
Here comes a 3-0 pitch,
Way
and it's
outside.
ball 4. That's going to load the bases with 2 outs and brings up TJ Wainwright, who struck out his first time.
Sort of an unintentional, intentional walk there, Don.
TJ Wainwright.
And if I'm the coach of Shrewsbury, I'm not too upset about that walk, especially if the guy behind him has struck out already.
Wainwright with a little conversation with Kevin Murray.
Wainwright did get a double and score a run in that game earlier today.
Well, he can hit. Base hit could tie the score here. They're looking for a key 2-out hit.
Well, another walk will give him a 4-3 game. They'll be down with 1.
Here's the 1-0.
That one's high.
And the count goes 2 balls and no strikes here to TJ Wainwright.
That didn't look too far off to that little bit above belt high fastball he's been given all the time.
Wainwright will take
ball 3.
Ball 3 inside. The count goes 3 balls and no strikes.
Maybe
Bases loaded.
Yeah. This is like the sugar high and sugar low, I guess, in a way.
And that's over for the strike call. Count goes 3-1 to TJ Wainwright. Runners will lead from all the bags. 2 out. Pitch swing and a miss, and now it goes full of 3-2.
That ball, he tried to pull that ball. His head was actually looking at Coach Murray at the time he swung.
So Wainwright digging in. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Runners go, and that's going to be fouled off. And the count remains 3-2.
Home plate umpire's itching to just call a strike 3.
Yep.
Looking, you know.
Stanford threatening to put up another run on the board. The runners go, and the pitch. Strike 3 call. Oh, he fooled him with a slow curveball. Wainwright called out on strikes. That is the 8th strikeout of the game for Kevin Hummer, and they lead him full. We'll be back with the bottom of inning number 4 momentarily.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through.
All right, welcome back, Adam Twitchell, to lead things off as we continue here into the bottom of inning number 4. 4-2 your score. 2 home runs for Stamford in the ball game. That's how they've accounted for their runs.
Yeah, an infield single and 2 home runs.
D'Onofrio's given up a run in every inning here, so he needs to stop that. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Twitchell knocked in a pair of runs with a base hit in the second. And he'll fly this one high in the air to Tufano. Tufano looking up. He'll camp underneath it and make the catch, and you have 1 down to start the 4th inning. Boudreau to the plate. RBI base hit in the first, an infield single there, Steve. And
yeah, it's
he's
the
also
first time
struck out.
this evening, Don, that Aaron D'Onofrio's gotten the first out of an inning.
Absolutely. He's got 2 strikeouts tonight. Bunt attempt. Outfield just about straight away. Frangiosi, the center fielder. Stone, he's in right. Tufano in left field. Pitch missed outside. 4-2 your score. 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors for Shrewsbury. 2 runs, 3 hits and 2 errors for Stamford here tonight. That pitch popped up and fouled off.
Where did they give the second error on Stanford? I know the first one was in the first inning.
In the first inning.
The catcher.
Yep. Second error was in the second on the throw home by Tufano.
Oh, okay.
That allowed Twitchell to take third. So they gave him 2 RBIs on a hit. Ground ball up the middle. Tufano tried to take that with a bare hand. Look at the range by DePretta and a zinging throw to the bag at first. That's a nice play to get Boudreau. That was beautifully done.
Great play by Dean DePretta from Stanford as he actually got that ball on the other side of the diamond.
Brings up Kevin Hummer. Hummer in the ball game has been hit by a pitch and scored a run in the third.
Into a fielder's choice 4-6, I believe, in the first inning, right?
That was actually the catcher when he was in the ball game.
Oh, okay, that was the catcher, right? That was Martin, right?
Martin out of the game, got injured. So he's batting in that spot. Hopefully Nick Martin will be okay. taken to the hospital for a observation. Looked like a leg injury, potentially. Ball fouled off.
Down into that Stamford bullpen, they have some pitchers sitting down there. There's somebody warming up in the Shrewsbury bullpen now. It's like a left-hander down there. I think that would be a welcome sight to Stamford if Hummer is out of the game.
Absolutely.
I don't think he will be. I think he'll be back out for the next inning.
D'Onofrio looking in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Missed outside. Count goes even at 2-2. Looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. More importantly, he'll keep Shrewsbury off the board for the first time in the ball game. Count goes full 3-2. Three balls, two strikes, two out, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the strikeout of Kevin Hummer. So D'Onofrio comes up with a 1-2-3 inning. We'll be back with the top of 5. 4-2 your score. Still plenty of baseball remaining.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage into the top of inning number 5. Stamford back to the plate, trying to get something going here, down 4-2. Michael Tufano to lead it off, struck out his first time. Top of the order, Frangiosi on deck. Listenicki to follow.
And Tufano trying to get back into this game himself in a way.
Here comes the pitch. Ground ball hit to the third baseman and wide. That's a foul ball. Tommy Q gave it a good try.
Well, we hope we get some word down on Nick Martin's status before the night is out.
Absolutely.
Because we hope he's okay to somehow continue in the tournament, but it's going to be rough for him.
Fouled off again by Tufano.
You sprain your knee, you can't chance that anymore, especially a catcher.
No, that's right.
Well, catchers beat up their knees enough.
Tufano short swings it, hits it high up into the air. It's going to carry, and on his horse to make a diving catch is Christian Jordan to the warning track in left field.
Catch. What a catch that was, Don. That ball went way out there. That ball just carries. Once it goes way up into the, like where the lights are, like as high as the lights, that ball tends to just drift. And that time, what a great catch that time by the left fielder from Shrewsbury, Christian Jordan. Probably the defensive gem of the day.
Yeah, every day we've been here, which is only 2 now. If you look on top of that Rodman Furniture and Carpet building, those flags are always blowing out pretty steadily towards left field. So now to the plate, Frangiosi. Tufano was just absolutely robbed of extra bases by Christian Jordan. What a catch that was.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And that could be a game turner because, you get a guy on like that, and he gets that ball out. That's a leadoff hitter.
Absolutely.
And he would have been easily on second base.
Pitching there for the strike call.
It could be a game-saving catch out there by Christian Jordan of the Shrewsbury team.
off the glove of Hummer, picks it up. Good reaction on the first and gets the out there. Frangiosi retired, 1-3, 2 down. Lisanikia stepping up now, hit a homer back in the fourth to lead it off. Michael, a designated hitter. He clouded that thing deep towards right center field.
Now batting number 13, Michael Lisanikia.
And the pitch to the plate, and he'll foul that off towards the Stamford dugout.
right
That
into the
people
Stamford
scattering.
dugout, yeah. What is a Northeast Regional, Don, without Massey's Glass in it or RCP in it, you know?
Here's the 0-1. Low and inside.
Miss them in this tournament, those
Yep.
guys. Both their coaching staffs and players. Phenomenal programs, you know, and Coach Balzano retired from Brantford this year.
Ground ball to first baseman. Zona will handle that and says, I can win the race easily, and he does. So Lisanikia retired. 3 unassisted. 3 up and 3 down. Back with a bottom of 5. Got a good one going here. 4-2 your score in a battle of unbeatens here at the New England Regional.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left them,
All right, Jack Gardner, the catcher to lead things off here for Shrewsbury. He started the game as a designated hitter. But when Nick Martin got banged up, he took over the catching duties. He's 0 for 2 against Aaron D'Onofrio. Got them 1, 2, 3 in the fourth. So let's see if he can do that again here, Steve Riley.
Yeah, that looks like Mr. Semmel going down. Well, that's the other Semmel, right? Or
Turned on and fouled off by Gardner. Turco and then Galvin, the scheduled hitters here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
no, that's actually, I can't read the writing on this, but it's Flynn somebody. Went down to throw in the right field bullpen.
Got a program
Flynn
bouquet to look at, too.
Let me see. Yeah, but they don't put the numbers there, I don't think.
Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Gardner, leading things off against D'Onofrio. He's into the windup in the 2-1, and that ball well struck towards the gap in
That's
left
a
center
gapper.
field. Tefano trying to cut it
Missed
off, and he overran it, so it's collected by Frangiosi, and in the second base, jogging with a stand-up double, is Jack Gardner.
The one thing they didn't need is to have a extra
Now
base
batting
hit
shortstop number 14,
leading off an
David
inning.
Turco.
It brings up David Turco. Turco is singled in 2 tries. That's a 6th hit of the ball game now for Shrewsbury.
Flynn McMorrow down there, I think that was. That's 15, number 15. I could be wrong. Can you see his back down there throwing?
No, I'm too old for that.
Maybe it's 13. I don't know. Could that be Lisanikia throwing down there? I don't know. Is he a
Lisanikia,
pitcher?
yeah. He is a pitcher.
Okay.
And that is who is warming up. Pitch fouled up. Lisanikia, the owner of a home run today, a solo shot.
Turco has singled and grounded to third, but you know, there he is again, kicking out that front of the mound. You notice that by D'Onofrio? It's like he's got to adapt to that mound. That's the bottom line. It ain't going to change. You know, but I know he's struggling with it, but
0-1 pitch.
you got to fight through it.
Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. You got to get it out of your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, his strength is his mind when he's
Yeah.
pitching. Ground ball hit the third, fielded nicely by Nicholson. Throw onto the bag at first, and he get one out. He's very dependable at third base, is Connor Nicholson.
Yeah, nice coverage there by DePreda to run towards cover third base.
So it's going to bring up to the plate Pat Galvin. Galvin has been pesky. He's got a double. He's walked today. He's found a way to get on twice.
And he ripped it down that right field line on that. What was it? That's the one with the 3-2 pitch, or no?
The only reason why he didn't score a run is some bad base running on a ground ball to the shortstop.
That's the 3-2 delay, where it was 3-2 pitch and there was delay in the action.
That's right. When they were coming to get Nick Martin.
Yeah, taking care of Nick Martin.
Here's the 1-0, fouled off. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. That ball went right to Nicholson. He makes the catch. That was laced again by Galvin. He's hit it hard a couple of times now. 2 down. It brings up Dylan Zona, the first baseman.
First baseman number 11, Dylan Zona.
Hit by a pitch with the bases loaded and a run scored. That was hurtful. Not to him, but to Stamford, for the Stamford fans out there. Over for the strike.
Nice pitch there by D'Onofrio. Uncharacteristically, D'Onofrio has walked 2 and hit 2. When I say uncharacteristic, Don, as you know, in the state final game, he didn't walk anybody. And he only gave up 4 hits. He's already given up 6 here.
There's a pitch, chopped down to DePreda. He'll field it. Strong throw across the diamond to the big target, Hunter Semmel. And a good job after giving up the leadoff double by Aaron D'Onofrio. They get the 3 outs there. 6-3 if you scored at home. We're back with the top of the 6th. 4-2 you score here in Worcester, Massachusetts.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, we're back onto the top of the 6th inning. DePreda, Semmel, and Mira, the scheduled hitters for Stamford. Facing Kevin Hummer out in the mound. They've only touched them up for 2 runs, 2 solo home runs. Lisanicki in the 4th, and in the 3rd, Adam Stone with a solo shot. We've had a big defensive play in this ball game by Christian Jordan, robbing Tofano of extra bases with a diving catch going away from the infield. There's a swing and a miss. Preda's 0 for 2.
He was 1 for 3 with a double in that first game. That's a nice curveball right there.
Kevin Hummer working very quickly. There's a strike call, and DePreda knew it. Yeah, he's back to the dugout. 9th strikeout of the ball game for Kevin Hummer. What are you going to do? he's hitting
Well,
the
you know what,
spots
though?
like that.
I think that's one of those slide step things. So, you slide steps, they're not ready for it, and they should be ready for it by now. It's their third time around.
Semmel struck out twice. Fouls the pitch up. The hits have been hit well. The balls have been hit well. Stone with a very short swing. Tefanos with a short swing. Lisanickia's with just a bomb.
Yeah.
He swings hard every time.
Well, Kevin Hummer's been trying to get ahead of the hitters, and sometimes, that first pitch fastball, that's the one you're not going to let him do it. You're not going to let him go 0-1 on you. If he throws that belt high, you just tattoo it.
Here comes the 0-2 to Semmel. Just missed outside.
That was close, because that's right around that area where he normally calls that a strike.
I think Semmel was going to go back to the dugout with no argument.
Yeah, I know.
1-2. Hummer, big kick. And there's your strike 3 call. He's got that spot down tonight. That is his 10th strikeout. It brings up Timmy Mira. Mira singled his last plate appearance. He's 1 for 2 today. Has one of the 3 hits. A swinging bunt basically is what it was. Swing and a miss there, and the count goes quickly 0-1.
In their game down against Rochester, New Hampshire, Stamford did not strike out at all.
Yep. Little check swing roller. Turco will charge it, scoop it from the infield grass on the first tag made by Zona on the runner, Mira. And he's retired 6-3. That's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Hummer. That was too easy. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 your score.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome back to the bottom of inning number 6, and Tommy Q will lead things off. Think he's a good pool player, Tommy Q?
I think so.
Christian Jordan, the followed in the top of the order with Adam Twitchell, who really set the tone tonight for Shrewsbury in the bottom of the first inning. We'll talk about that when he comes to the plate.
Someday, if he ever is bald, I guess they can call him the Q ball, right?
Right.
Let's hope he doesn't. He probably takes a lot of ribbing for that sometimes, I would imagine.
You're the only person in the world I know that wishes another bald. Q, 0 for 2 here tonight. D'Onofrio still working out there. Looked like they were going to chase him from the game early on.
He's
thrown
still
a couple
digging
of
out
loose
that,
exits. Yeah,
digging out the mound out there before the inning when he went out there. It's almost like he doesn't like it. Like, he went to kick.
There's a swing and a miss. And the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes.
No, I talked to you about that Stamford offense, Don. In the last game, they didn't strike out at all. West Hartford, in the Super Regional, I think there was twice in one game. 9 in one game, though.
Strike call over the outside corner. Q
Close.
A little bit befuddled by that. Strikeouts adding up a little bit now, up to 5 in the ball game for D'Onofrio.
Now batting
A little
left fielder number
uncharacteristic.
5,
He's not really a
Christian
strikeout guy.
No, he's not. Yeah.
So Jordan, who has walked and scored and struck out, called out on strikes back in the third. And the 1-0. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Twitchell in the on-deck circle. Outfield not playing all that deep for the number 9 guy in the lineup for Shrewsbury. The count goes 3-0. Don't want to walk this guy, not with the top of the order.
They certainly
coming
do
up.
not. Because he'll probably run. He does.
Ball 4 and 4 consecutive pitches.
Now batting the center fielder number 16, Adam Twitchell.
Twitchell started the ball game with that bunt single, the bottom half of. Stole a base, ended up at third, eventually scored on an infield single that just energized the offense for Shrewsbury. Boy, they came out with a lot of energy.
Yeah, they came out smoking. I mean, they really did. Defensively and offensively,
Absolutely.
they came out like they were going to take this game right off the bat.
They have the 4-2 lead. Stamford trying to withstand the storm, so to speak. Boudreau in the on-deck circle. Count 0-1 to Twitchell. Quick throw over. Boy, they nearly had him there.
Yeah, D'Onofrio comes, when he comes set, his glove is right around waist high. It's tough to like throw over from that position down and get it over there fast enough. You still have to raise your hand
Yep.
up to throw it. You really want to come set, you know, if you come set higher. then
Runner
you have a better
goes.
chance.
Throw down low. The throw. The tag.
Nice
They got him.
throw.
Beautiful
Yeah.
play by the Predator. Hold on to that on the hard slide by Jordan. And you're right, the mirror throw was precise.
If it wasn't there that fast and on that money right in that spot, the runner would have been safe.
Absolutely. So they clean up the bases. Caught stealing is Jordan. So Twitchell now up with the bases empty and 2 out.
Yep.
Bunted, foul. Nicholson alert to that one. He was ready to charge it.
You know, when you think about it, Shrewsbury's in a league in American Legion where they use wooden. Do they use wood in Massachusetts or do they use aluminum?
I can't answer the question.
Right, but let's say they use aluminum, then you would think it's the other way around. Like Stamford would be the team bunting.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they have wood, you know.
That swing by Twitchell knocked him down to the earth. May have gone off his foot, too. Might have been fouled off his foot. He has a chat with Timmy Merritt. Got the back of the jersey untucked now, too.
That could be one of those questions for, what's the name of that Steve Harvey show? Family Feud? How many things rhyme with Twitchell? You're right. Or Twitch, right.
Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adam Twitchell at the plate.
Or with Twitch, right.
The 2-2. Slow roller. Wainwright will get it. Throw to first. And they're going to say
You
safe.
got to hurry or he's going to beat that out.
Twitchell very quick. And Wainwright didn't really charge. It was a really kind of a tough ball. Probably had some spin on it.
That had to be a barehanded throw. He didn't realize it, but you got to add a bare hand on that one because that's how fast Twitchell was.
So he legs it out. Boudreau to the plate.
And you know at some point they're just going to send him again.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going.
Yeah, especially with what? There's only 1 out, though, right? No, there's 2 outs, so he's going at some point.
Little soft toss over to the bag.
Yeah,
Runner
kicks,
goes
runner
early.
goes. There it is.
And there's a chopper right back to D'Onofrio, and he's going to win the race to the bag at first. And Boudreau retired 1 unassisted. So the
Twitchell's
hit,
probably
1
in.
left. Back with the 7th. 4-2 your score, Mr. Riley.
Yes, and Twitchell's probably saying to himself, why did you have to swing at that pitch? I had it stolen.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Welcome back as Connor Nicholson will lead it off. He has walked, hit a fly ball out. Nicholson, Stone, and Wainwright against Kevin Hummer. 4-2 game. Just 3 hits in the ball game for Stamford. They've hit 2 solo homers today. 4 runs and 7 hits up on the board for Shrewsbury, the host team in this tournament.
3-0, yeah. I think I figured out D'Onofrio's strategy, Dan. Wreck the mound for Hummer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why he's kicking it up.
3-0 pitch in for the strike, and the count goes 3-1. Twitchell shaded towards left center field. He got a huge gap in right center for Connor Nicholson, and
There's
there's
ball
ball
four.
4, so he's down to the bag at first.
And there's activity now going to be in the bullpen. Is the pitcher out there? He's waving his hat that he's ready to go if they need him. So
that's a third walk issued by Kevin Hummer. Brings up to the plate Adam Stone. He's hit a homer and walked.
And he's going to throw now down the left field line. I think he was raising his hat to tell him, do you want me to throw? Usually you wave your hat when you say I'm ready, you know. Where's
So,
the phone down to the bullpen
yeah,
or the
right.
walkie-talkies, you know?
At least a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Nicholson with a short lead away from the bag at first. The pitch to Stone is inside for ball 1.
One swing of the bat, he could tie this.
Count 1 ball and no strikes. Stone takes a look. The runner at first. Back into the batter's box. Quick throw over by Hummer, and stepping back was Connor Nicholson. Here in the 7th inning. And the 1-0 pitch missed outside. The count goes 2 balls and no strikes.
Is that 6 balls in a row?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That should take a long walk out there. I'm surprised the catcher didn't go out on the second ball.
So that will bring the coaching staff to the mound.
I used to have discussions about that with the catchers that I coach, and I used to tell them I want them out there after 2 straight balls in a row, and they would say, why not 3? And I'm like, it's too late. The lefty down in that left field bullpen down there for Shrewsbury, and that's going to be all for Kevin Hummer.
All right, so with the pitching changeup coming, we'll tell you about that on the other side. And he's going to take over, inherit a 2-0 count.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Go!
I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, so pitch count takes Hummer out of the ball game. So mid-sequence of pitches.
Yeah, I know. I just
Adam
don't understand
Stone.
that one.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to the batter either, to be honest with you. This is Adam Twitchell on the pitch. He's moved from center field. They have not identified the center fielder yet. And that's over for the strike call. I just don't get it. Pitch count if you want to have it, but let him finish a batter.
Let him finish a batter.
Or
I
an
know.
inning even. I just
Yeah,
don't understand.
one of the two. It's just kind of odd.
It's really odd. Pitch popped up and fouled off.
Yeah.
Adam Stone, as a pitcher, absolutely hates the pitch count rule.
Yep, and now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Stone as he fouls that one off.
Now we live in a land of restrictions, and
I guess.
God forbid if you get banged up a little bit.
2 shake-offs in a row.
Twitchell's 2-2 to Stone. Missed outside. The count goes full 3-2.
They say send the runner. Stay out of the double play here.
Nicholson with decent speed at the bag at first. Twitchell leaning in for the sign. Adam Stone getting ready. There goes a runner. 3-2 pitch is popped up beyond us, behind home plate.
Well, Kevin Hummer, you got to tip your hat to him, Don. He did give up the 2 homers, but he's only given up 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. That is, I tell you, if you didn't have home runs and you just called them runs, you'd still say you had a terrific outing.
Absolutely. Full count pitch. Runner goes again. It's inside. That's ball 4, and Adam Stone walks for the second time in the ball game. So now you got runners at first and second, and T.J. Wainwright to the plate. Wainwright is one guy that's happy to see Hummer go.
Yeah.
He has struck out twice.
Yep. Now you got runners at first and second, down by 2. Nobody out. Do you bunt here is the question.
Pitch count can change the complexion of a game.
You can almost steal third now.
And there's a bunt. Third base IQ is going to let it roll foul.
I mean, there's no play at the runner at third. The shortstop wasn't even going to outrun. It was going to be very, very close at third base, right?
Turco, the shortstop.
So they weren't going to be able to make a play at third no matter what.
So the count 0-1 to T.J. Wainwright. He looks down to the third base
He
coaching
can almost
box.
steal third base if he goes from the. He's going to go from the stretch, obviously, but.
Unless Turco's really fast.
Unless this is a deke, the guy's running. It's a pick play. And
they bunted first base.
That could have been a pick
foul.
play because the second baseman ran to cover second. That would have been a great pick play. If he turned the wheel to second, I think they would have had the runner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Count
Second
goes
baseman
0-2.
ran to cover that bag, and I've seen that play many times. I've employed it myself. You do the wheel, and you have this. You hope that the runner on second follows the shortstop down.
0-2 pitch fouled off by T.J. Wainwright. Outfield just about straight away. The one thing Stamford doesn't want to do is run into an out here.
Yeah, or have a line drive triple play. Adam Twitchell goes to Shrewsbury High School.
Twitchell awaits. Now he delivers. Missed outside, tried to tickle the outside corner. Wainwright able to lay off. He got Tufano in the on-deck circle. We're here at the top of the 7th inning. Hummer worked 6 full. He's responsible for Nicholson, and there's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out T.J. Wainwright. Third time Wainwright has struck out here today and brings up Tufano. who's 0 for 2, got robbed of an extra base hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely robbed by Christian Jordan in a terrific catch.
Yeah.
Going away from home plate and left field earlier.
So far, that's a defensive play of the game.
Oh, absolutely, of the tournament.
Yeah.
Stefano hits that one high in the air to the center fielder. We don't know who it is, but he'll make the one-handed catch. He'll tag the runner. And heading to third goes Nicholson. Stone remained anchored at first. So now you got him on the corners with 2 down. We'll find out who that center fielder is, obviously.
Number 17,
He'll be leading the bottom of the 7th.
I think that's Dylan
At the plate.
Deegan, if I'm not mistaken, Don.
Okay.
Number 27.
Okay.
He was the one warming up in the bullpen, even though he wasn't. I thought he was going to be a pitcher, but he wasn't.
Frangiosi stepping in. He's 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts.
And he better not step out.
Absolutely.
He just does.
Count goes 1 ball, no strikes. You got him on the corners. They'd love a run here. Trying to chip away. We're down 3-0 at one point. Made it 3-1 on the Stone homer. The great response with a run put up on the board.
See, there's a difference sometimes
Shrewsbury.
when your big hitter walks, Don. You know, you can't get an extra base hit out of him. He's stuck at first.
The 2-0. Frangiosi hits that way up into the sky. Shortstop is out, and Turco will put it away for the inning's final out on another pop-up up into the stars. So that's going to do it. They had 2 on with nobody out. Couldn't get one home. We're back with the bottom of the 7th. 4-2 your score. Shrewsbury leads.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome back. And Michael Lisanicki now pitching. So Aaron D'Onofrio's day is through. After he worked 6 full, he was 7 pitches shy on his pitch count. I like that, bringing the guy in to begin it.
Yeah, I'd rather have him start the inning than have him come in after 7 pitches, which could be in the middle of an order again.
So Dylan DeGon will come on to bat. He's the center fielder now.
Yeah.
Lead it off. That number 3 spot has seen a lot of batters, a lot of different positions. Started with the catcher, Nick
I saw that in the game.
Up.
I saw that in the game with Braintree and Woonsocket today. You see a lot of different batters coming in and out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Leading off number 27, Dylan Degon.
So Degon to lead it off here, up for the first time in the ball game. Lisanikia's pitch in there for the strike call. Saw him pitch in the Super Regional. It worked quickly on the mound. He fires fastballs. Count goes 0-2.
He got some pop on the ball.
Yeah, he does. Got Gardner in the on-deck circle. Turco in the hole. And the 0-2 comes right at him. That's down low.
Lisanicia goes to West Hill High School. A bunch of these players from Stamford go to West Hill. DePretta, Frangiosi, Grafstein, Lisanicia, newcomer, Semmel, both Semmels, and Tofano and Wainwright. So it's a lot of them.
So Degon strikes out. First strikeout for Lisanicia here in the ball game. Brings up Jackie Gardner. So Gardner has doubled, struck out, hit a fly ball out.
23, Jack Gardner.
He was listed as the designated hitter until Martin got banged up. Perhaps Nick Martin watching the live video stream. If he is, we hope all is well. Got banged up stealing a base going in the second base. Jarred his knee, it looked like. Hopefully it's not too serious. The 0-1 fouled off. 4-2 you scored. $3-0 lead before you could blink an eye for Shrewsbury. They traded runs in the third. That ball hit high in the air to the right fielder. Adam Stone. He'll jog underneath it to make the catch, and you have 2 down. Brings up David Turco.
14, David
Turco's
Turco.
1 for 3, Steve, so shortstop has done a nice job defensively coming up to the plate.
Braintree has played errorless ball here this evening, so that's what you got to do if you expect to win this. Is you got to play well defensively.
And they got that terrific catch in left field.
Yeah.
A lot
you got to
of
make some
strikeouts.
great plays. You have to have some good pitching and some good hitting, and they're just doing it all today. Just a couple blips here and there.
A little flare coming on to make the catch at T.J. Wainwright, and that will end the inning on the pop-up. But back with the top of the 8th. That was a quick 1-2-3 for Lisanicia. Good job in relief of the starter Aaron D'Onofrio, who's on the hook to take the loss if Stamford can't battle back.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
All right, welcome right back. We move on to the 8th inning here, Steve, and Stamford coming to the plate. Lisanicia to lead it off. He's now tagged as the pitcher, giving up the designated hitter slot. DePretta and then Semmel scheduled to.
There's a new center fielder, I believe, done for them. And trying to figure out who that is.
It was Degon, I believe, came in to play center field.
Yeah, but that's a new one out there.
That's another guy out there now?
Yeah. They just announced a substitution.
Okay.
They didn't talk about it.
I didn't hear it.
I mean, the umpire announced
okay.
but not the public address announcer.
Lisanicia with a big swing and a miss. Hit a solo home run back in the 4th inning.
I think
One
it's
of the
number
2 today.
out there.
Lisanicia will pop that up and foul it off out of play.
Yeah, because you notice the center fielder now, Don, is a right-handed thrower, whereas Degon was not. And I believe that's Tommy Maschella out there playing center field.
Count 0-2 to Lisanicia. The pitch is up high. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Musical chairs in the outfield now.
Yeah.
Lisanicia drives that down the right field line and foul. A little bit of a short swing there. Here comes the 1-2, and that's high and outside. The count goes level at 2-2. In the 8th, Stamford needs base runners. They need runs. They only have 3 hits. Not going to win many on 3 hits. That's a strike 3 call. That's a pretty pitch by Twitchell. And that's a strikeout. So the strikeout barrage continues. That's the 12th time in the ball game Stamford has struck out here tonight. Second strikeout for Twitchell in relief.
It's the 8th time, Don, they've struck out looking.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, looking. Ooh, right off the helmet.
Yeah, that clunked the Predator, and he's down to the bag at first, hit by pitch. So they get a base runner, and he's going to be okay.
As he gets beaned, as they call it. Remember, we used to have this discussion before. So why do they call it beaning when it hits you in the head?
Now batting the first baseman.
Here's Hunter Semmel. He's had a tough night tonight. He has struck out 3 times.
All looking.
Yep.
I mean, that's the tough part.
Bat boy helping out. Great to see that.
He's also doing his job today. He even brought out a nice cold glass of water for that umpire inning ago, Don.
Yeah.
You know?
Strike calls have been going.
Anything that he can
Shrewsbury's
do
way.
to help his team.
Absolutely. That's going to be fouled off by Hunter Semmel. Got a runner on. Oh, do they have another homer in them tonight? They've hit 2.
It's funny how the American flag in right field line down is just draping straight down, but everything carries out of here.
Pitch down low.
So once that ball goes up in the air out there towards the highway, it just carries for some reason.
Nice block behind the plate by Gardner.
You think the traffic out there has anything to do with it?
It might.
It pulls the air out there. I don't know.
1 ball, 1 strike. You got 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the 8th inning. Twitchell, the reliever. Runner goes. Ball hit by Semmel. High in the air to the right fielder. And Galvin will make the catch. Long throw back to the bag at first. And hustling back there was the Predator. So he was going. Semmel hit it right at the right fielder.
Now batting the catcher, number 16.
Brings up Timmy Mera. Mera in the ball game is 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th.
Yeah, it was an infield single, too, as I recall.
Yeah, swinging bunt single. We'll toss over the bag at first.
Going to Eckerd College in the fall.
Great school.
The Preda's going to Roger Williams.
Pitch in there for the strike. Well, he's not traveling too far. He's heading a little bit north.
Yeah.
Providence. Or Greater Providence. Here comes the 0-1. And Mary hits it high to the center fielder.
Yep.
And that will be caught for the inning's final out. And that will do it at the top of the 8th. Back with the bottom of inning number 8. As Stamford down to their final 3 outs, they got to keep Shrewsbury off the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Back with more momentarily.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
All right, welcome back as we make our way here to the bottom of inning number 8. The Sanicki are out in the hill. Going to face Galvin, Zona, and Q. Galvin with a double in the ball game. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Spirited crowd on hand. Join the action tonight. Little dribbler back to Lisanicki. A nice job. And he, well, Harmon globetrotted that off to DePretta, who threw it to the bag at first.
Did he touch that? Did Lisanicki touch it?
Yeah, he grabbed it and he threw it to him. That's going to go 1, 6, and 3.
Yeah. First baseman number 11, Dylan Zona.
That's a smart play by both DePretta and by Lisanicki.
To give it to him.
Yeah.
As he's coming across with momentum.
Dylan Zona to the plate with 1 down. You don't see that too often. Now, how often would you practice that? You know?
Yeah. Not even in wiffle ball would you practice.
Yeah, right, exactly. That was better than some basketball passes for a layup. Zona has been hit by a pitch with the bases loaded and brought home a run. Crucial point in the ball game. You look back upon another little dribbler. Lisanicki this time slips, gets up and throws to the bag at first. Boy, he bounced up like a jackrabbit that time.
I know. It was like one of those drills you do in football where you got to go down and get up really quick.
He's had himself a nice game. He's had a solo homer, doing a nice job on the mound. Tommy Q to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Is the third baseman. Q is going to come up with his first hit of the ball game as he took it with that metal bat the opposite way. That would have been a broken bat, I think, if it was wooden.
Yeah.
So you got a 2-out base runner with Christian Jordan stepping up. Jordan has struck out, walked and scored, walked again. Jordan, pretty good pitcher for this Shrewsbury team. He pitched in game 1.
Okay. Big lead over there at first. Well, 3.5 steps, about there. Looked like he almost got him.
Oh, very close. I think the umpire was deliberating in the back of his mind. Should I put the thumb out? Foul straight back.
This Nicky, another pitcher down who likes to give a kick in that. He doesn't slide step. That's what gives that base runner a chance.
You think they don't teach that as much anymore?
Yeah, well, they make it harder. Guys. I mean, I remember, we were always taught that just like the Roger Clemens thing, you shorten up that stride when that runner's faster.
Here's the 0-1. That's hit right to Hunter Semmel, and he'll snare the liner. And that will do it in the inning. So nice work by Hunter Semmel and Michael Lisanicki out on the hill. Back with the top of the 9th inning. Looking ahead, Nicholson, Stone, and Wainwright, the scheduled hitters for Stamford. In a tight one, 4-2 is your score.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways.
All right, Connor Nicholson strolling up to the plate. He has walked a couple of times today, hit a fly ball out. He's facing Adam Twitchell, the reliever. Kevin Hummer in line to pick up the win. Twitchell would earn himself a save if he can hold off Stamford here in the top of the 9th inning. He's into the windup and the pitch, and Nicholson quickly showing bunt there.
Ball one.
It's ball one, is right. Wainwright in the on-deck circle. He struck out 3 consecutive times. He's going to have to turn that around quickly. Count goes 2-0. You got to be able to close the door on it. And the 2-0 pitch in there for the strike call, and the count goes 2-1. That pitch low and away again called strike.
Yeah.
Here in the top of the 9th. Strike call, count quickly even at 2-2.
There's that low outside strike. You just can't watch that pitch go by.
You got to go after it.
You got to foul it off, do something.
The old great Baltimore Oriole, Frank Robinson, loved that pitch. Here comes a 2-2. Hit the opposite way. Galvin will float underneath it, and he'll make the catch for the innings first out on a lazy fly ball. It brings up Adam Stone. Stone has walked his last 2 plate appearances, has a solo home run to his resume tonight.
Home run and 2 walks. You can't get a 2-home run here, 2-run homer here, so he needs to get on base.
Winner of this game plays tomorrow night versus Braintree. The loser takes on Rhode Island. Woonsocket, Rhode Island tomorrow at 4:30. New Hampshire and Maine, Rochester and Bangor to play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Final piece of the puzzle. That ball hit high in the air, and again,
ball to right.
Galvin will camp underneath it and make the catch, and you have 2 down. Wainwright is the last hope right now. Needs to get on.
Yeah, they have 2 golden sombreros in this game, Don.
Yep.
One by Semmel and the other by TJ Wainwright. I wonder what they came up with that saying anyway.
I don't know. Have to look that up. We'll give you the answer tomorrow night.
Yeah. I mean, you know, in hockey, you have what, the hat trick?
That's a positive, though. That
Yeah.
pitch dropped
No, but
in
I mean,
for the
where'd they
strike.
get that from? They threw hats on the ice?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yep. 1 ball, 1
They
strike
tipped
to
their hat
Wainwright.
and they threw it
Yep.
instead.
Here it comes. The pitch inside. The count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. Got Tefano on deck.
Tefano has hit the ball deep, too,
He
though,
has.
today.
And the 2-1 offering fouled off, and the count
down
now
to
even
last
again
strike.
at 2-2. So tomorrow's schedule just about in place here at 11:34 on a Thursday night. The Twitchell 2-2. That missed. The count goes full 3-2. He's looking for that strike call that's been there all night. Didn't get it.
This home plate umpire, I still believe he's itching to call that 3rd strikeout looking.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch, and that's low and away, ball 4. So Stamford with hope. They got a runner on, and Mike Tefano to the plate. He hit a fly ball out, absolutely robbed by the left fielder Christian Jordan. Back in the 5th. Hit a fly ball out to the center fielder's last plate appearance.
And it was out to the warning track as
Yep.
well. Well, that runner on first is run means nothing. You don't want to get picked off.
Tefano's going to deliver a base hit through the left side of the infield. Now you got runners at first and second, and Frangiosi, who's 0 for 4, however, stepping up to the plate. There's Adam Stone collecting the bats again.
I know. He does cleanup duty for his team.
So you got 2 on, the potential game-tying run at the bag at first, and Tefano has some decent speed. But will Frangiosi come up with a base hit? He's kind of been struggling. I don't remember too many hits off his bat of late for the leadoff guy.
What do you think? 2-out double steal?
I think you got to try something. Get him in the scoring position here. The Sinicki in the on-deck circle. He's hit a solo home run. He's 1 for 4. Certainly, if they get the Lissanikia, that is a positive.
Now batting the center fielder, number 17, Anthony Frangiosi.
They need 2 to tie. 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for Stamford. 4 runs on 8 hits
Is that a
and
pinch
no
runner
errors.
at first base, Don? I think it is. Yep. Number 7. Who that is, but
You can go to the program book here
that
and
is
check that out.
Michael Gustafson. Is that a Gustafson?
Grafstein.
That's right.
He can fly, can Grafstein.
Yeah.
Pitching there for the strike. So Tefano out. Grafstein is in. It all doesn't mean much if Frangiosi doesn't connect here.
Yep.
Count 0-1. The pitch to the plate in there
That
for
was right
strike
down the
2.
middle. You know, and with the battle between the home plate umpire and Frangiosi, he's just going to be itching to just call him out.
Frangiosi, yeah, going to get back into that batter's box now.
I know.
He's got to think about one thing.
The 0-2.
Twitchell can waste one here on him. There's a ground ball hit right to the third baseman. Drop.
The runner. It's a force play. You got to run.
They tagged him. Yeah, he was just kind of laboring along with Wainwright. Ball was bobbled a bit by Tommy Q, but able to put the tag on Wainwright, and that will end it. A 4-2 win. Both teams remain in the tournament, however, as this one is final, and the schedule has been put together for tomorrow. We'll be right back here tomorrow, obviously. Steve Riley with a quick recap.
Well, I could do that now, Don. I mean, the bottom line in this game was Shrewsbury, Massachusetts just came out on fire. Their emotional level just outpaced Stamford's emotional level here in the beginning of this game as they came out on fire. The first batter, he bunted the ball and got on base, and it went from there as they ended up getting a stolen base. So they were going to run. They were going to make the pitcher feel uncomfortable. They were going to make Stamford feel uncomfortable, and I think they did it. They made their batters feel uncomfortable. They got 12 strikeouts on the day, 8 of them looking. I mean, that's incredible for a team of that caliber. So Kevin Hummer really did the job, giving up only 3 hits, 10 Ks, 3 walks, and no hit batters in his work. And the only reason why he came out is because of the pitch count rule. He got in trouble a couple times with some walks, but he came up big when he got the out when he needed it, especially there in the 7th inning where he got Anthony Frangiosi to pop it up with runners on first and third. And every time he came back strong. So for Stamford, their only big hits were the home runs when you think about it. Adam Stone hit one out to get their first run, and Lisanichia hit his bomb to get the second run. Other than that, they only got 4 hits in a day, one of them in the infield. So they just didn't hit the ball enough. They just didn't pitch well enough. They just didn't play hard enough. Just seemed that way.
Yeah, 4-2 your final score. A little starstruck tonight, perhaps. With the
Yeah,
energy
they just
shown
got,
by
they just
Shrewsbury.
allowed Shrewsbury to take it over from them. And now Stanford has to come back. They can do it. Come back and start getting on track like they were in the Connecticut State Tournament.
They face Woonsocket, Rhode Island tomorrow at 4:30, while Braintree will battle their Massachusetts mate Shrewsbury at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. We begin with our coverage at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon with Rochester, New Hampshire taking on Bangor, Maine in a loser's bracket matchup there. So we have 2 unbeaten left. That is it. That is Braintree and Shrewsbury. What's that all mean? All right, that's going to do it. You need to get back to your wife and a lot of good other things going on. All right, that's going to do it right here from Hanover Insurance Park. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yes. Yep. Oh, Lord.